I've released music under 5 different aliases, and honestly, it was a mistake. In addition to splitting my music up across those different aliases, I also made new social media accounts, Instagrams, everything for each different alias. And this is something that I see people do on a little bit of a smaller scale. I have a lot of friends that have a comedy project, music project, etc. They'll make a separate Instagram account just for their art. Maybe they just have a painting account. I have a friend that just has a pottery account. Now, where I was coming from when I did this myself was that you want to focus single place for your art to live, where the only thing happening there is the art. And treating something like an Instagram page as a portfolio for a specific project or series. But that's not really how Instagram ends up behaving. In creative fields, I think that Instagram is more like LinkedIn rather than a portfolio. Your LinkedIn doesn't just show all the things that you do for one specific job. It shows your entire employment history, education history, kind of everything you've done. It's a more complete resume of communicating who you are from an employment perspective. Now, when you're an artist, I think having something like an Instagram show off every single thing that you're doing, whether all of your music, all your painting, the cool dinner that you had, and just kind of hosting that all in one place. Now, I think it makes sense to use a consistent sort of creative language, whether that's color palette, the general kind of aesthetic vibe, I think can definitely be consistent. But I think just post everything on one account. Use your personal Instagram. You know, I had these 5 Instagrams. My personal one had a few hundred followers, my friends and family. And then those music ones, they have like 30 to 50 followers. Like, let's take a common scenario. You are meeting someone at a bar for the first time and you say that you do music and they say, oh my God, that's amazing. Where can I follow it? And then I have to kind of figure out which Instagram to give them. Am I giving them my personal Instagram? Like, this is a friend of a friend, maybe we're gonna be friends. Or is this someone who just wants to kind of check it out? And it feels ridiculous to have to consider between multiple different Instagrams, especially for me, where I had different music on each Instagram. And I'm kind of like, well, what do they want to follow? Do they want to follow the more electronic music? Do they want to follow the more singer-songwriter stuff? Do they want to follow the lo-fi project? It kind of felt like spinning too many plates. People are getting confused, which one do I follow? And I don't even know what to answer half the time. With the multiple music things, it's kind of dividing your success. You might have one song that does really well. Now one project is getting a lot more traffic and kind of algorithmic preference over the others. And then you're kind of incentivized to release more under that one. And some of the songs that I release perform better commercially, whereas others feel more personally fulfilling. And adding that layer of conflict there, it was very creatively divisive. You know, how are you gonna weigh like numbers versus joy and fulfillment? So there were some brief pros. Each alias allowed me to explore different styles without kind of confusing my audience, but I don't think the trade-offs are worth the benefits. When you're small and growing, your audience is your friends and family. And those few people that you're starting to trickle in as you start to build that audience are gonna get really confused when there's kind of multiple things coming out all over the place. You might have long periods of nothing coming out. You know, I was worried about being too confusing on each account, but having the multiple accounts ends up being more confusing. And so, sort of thesis of the essay, looking back, I wish I had done all of this under one name, one set of profiles, one TikTok, one Instagram, one YouTube from the start. And over the past year, I have consolidated everything into single accounts. And it's made everything easier. Promotion, tracking the stats, and most importantly, focusing my energy. It's a lot less overhead. A lot of artists don't love having to juggle all the social media that is expected of artists today with kind of their personal life. Now, this process was a huge headache. There were a lot of technical issues. Just to give a quick overview of kind of this whole creative arc, I started out releasing music under the alias MXMR. It was sort of indie pop, singer-songwritery stuff to start. And then I made a second account called Low Fidelity Michael, where I was kind of releasing ambient lo-fi beats, just kind of chill, pseudo-electronic music without any lyrics that I was just kind of making for fun. I started making some more really focused electronic stuff, and I made a tech house song called Close Your Eyes, and I released it under the alias Isaac Bear. Now, Close Your Eyes is by far my most streamed song. It's over 1 million streams over all platforms, and it was on this kind of side house EDM account called Isaac Bear. That was my third alias. While that's happening, I also found that MXMR was becoming challenging because nobody knew how to spell it, nobody knew how to pronounce it. People are saying Mixmer, Mexican Mister. People are capitalizing it. It was all lowercase with a dash, so people were getting very confused on how to present it. And also people were confused by this new account, Isaac Bear. So I actually renamed MXMR to Michael Isaac, and I thought Michael Isaac, Isaac Bear, it's easier to kind of connect the two aliases. And when I was moving all those songs over, I had a couple collabs that stayed on MXMR. I think one of them is still up there today. And when I was moving the songs on Apple Music, I had a lot of trouble with my distributor getting those MXMR songs under this new Michael Isaac profile. I think today they still never moved any of it over. It's just under MXMR only on Apple Music. Everywhere else it's Michael Isaac. Apple was saying it was the distributor. The distributor wasn't replying. It was DistroKid, and they had just fired their entire customer support and replaced them with an AI that was completely unable to help me. It just became a huge, complicated mess that took years to resolve. So I had Low Fidelity Michael, Michael Isaac, and Isaac Bear. I had kind of abandoned Low Fidelity Michael. It's still abandoned. But I had these kind of two, one for singer-songwriter-y, acoustic, kind of traditional music, and one for the dance music. I'm managing both of these. I'm kind of alternating songs. I had a conversation with a manager and they were like, this is way too complicated. You're trying to tell me what you're doing and there's multiple things. I can't look at it all in one place. You need to just have one Instagram. And at this point, my personal Instagram had more followers than both of my music alias Instagrams combined. And I got way better engagement because it's my friends and family. They're just kind of liking everything I post. So I closed both of my music Instagrams and just started posting everything on my personal Instagram. I made it public. I made it a creator account or whatever. I did the same thing with TikTok. I stopped posting on separate artist YouTube channels and I started posting all of my music on this channel. You may have seen some of those videos coming out over the last year. I made this account an official artist channel and I'm releasing these videos talking about music in the industry alongside my music and my music videos. I also merged all of my Isaac Bear and Michael Isaac music into one alias, which is called Barely, the name of this channel. You know, it's barely music, it's barely a genre, it's just everything everywhere all at once. It's just been so much easier, it's been so much better. When people ask what I make, I'm still just like, I kind of make a lot of stuff, a mix of pop and electronic and kind of indie stuff, but I can point them to one place. Here's my one Instagram, here's the YouTube, here's the website with all my links. It's just been so much smoother. I have one central hub, I have a foundation of my digital presence. And I kind of learned the hard way through a lot of kind of support emails and juggling all these passwords and being logged into the right account that clarity beats complexity every single time. One strong identity can beat 5 scattered ones. I hope that my mess can save you some headaches. Just put everything out on your personal account. Another thing that I think gets a lot of people that affected me a little bit was embarrassment. You know, I'm embarrassed to show my coworkers at my normal job that might follow my personal Instagram that I'm starting to post videos. It's not that embarrassing. You overthink the camera quality. You know, I'm filming this on a crop sensor APS-C camera. It's not the best quality. I shoot a lot of videos on my phone. People get caught up on the quality. Oh, it's gonna not look as good as what people are used to. Maybe you're not comfortable on camera, and especially when you know that people who you know are gonna see that. But I think it would be really cool if you blew up and were super successful and to be friends with you. People are overwhelmingly supportive. The people that are not, you don't really want them in your life anyway, so if they're gonna make fun of you, great, they're out of the way. You know, if you're an artist struggling with this, if you have multiple projects and names, if you had issues moving stuff around, please drop a comment. I'm sure myself and anyone watching this video would love to hear about your experiences and whether or not you agree or disagree with this take that you should have just kind of one central place for all of your content. I really do think that social media is not just about posting your content. It's a portfolio, a resume, a first impression, and a headquarters for you to connect with other people. And that's what an audience is. It's other people. Now, I'm still experimenting with lots of content on this channel now that I've got everything in one place. I've been making music videos. I just did a review of a classic Beatles vinyl that I had never listened to before, and whether or not I think it holds up in a modern music landscape. And I also did a cappella covers of every single song to avoid copyright while giving you the vibe. If you're interested in either of those two videos, they're on the screen now. Feel free to subscribe if you want more. I hope you have a wonderful morning, evening, day, night, whenever you may be watching this. Bye-bye.